of a sudden, if they lose, they just start losing all the time, fans will be like, what happened? Now you know that this guy's not that guy anymore. He doesn't have that same entrance, that same gravitas, and not being treated that way. So you do, keep him honest, as they say, for the fans' perspective, to them to know that, yeah, this guy's still a serious player, but just at a mid-tier, at a mid-card level, as they say. So I really think it comes down to presentation. And as a heel and a guy who favors heels, as long as you got a heel that goes out there and kicks some who's mean and nasty and puts that babyface through it, and then the babyface manages to get a comeback and win, yeah, you're glad to see that heel lose, but you're like, yeah, but he beat my babyface. Fine, though,
While you're wearing the heels hat. nice tie in there. Shout out West Side Gun.
Yeah, that's my take. As a fan, what do you think?
Let me see. It's just, you could just easily tell sometimes. I can't help. I don't want to name a bunch of folks' names, but, well, for example, every time I would see Dolph Ziggler, he seemed to be such an asset losing because he'd make everybody look amazing.
Yeah.
And when they put the belt on him, then when he started going over in all the matches, it changed things. So it seems like not speaking on behalf of WWE, but it seems like they were like, man, this guy's more of an asset to us on the losing end of things instead of winning. But making people look better. And it's confusing. It was confusing for me because I really, really liked him.
Well, but therein lies the issue, right? Or I guess there's the example, like he lost all the time, but his matches were so entertaining.
They were awesome, yeah.
And he was so good. And when you did hear him speak, you're like, man, that dude.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, like he was so good in his role, and he did do everything so well, and he did whatever they asked him to do, that when the momentum got behind him, people were like, no, we like this guy. Every now and then the office gets it right, and they'll make an adjustment. Well, like, hey, let's give this guy a run, So, yeah, I get that because, like, I got to work with Dolph several times, and, he was a guy that he got a reaction when we went out every night. It doesn't matter who he was in the ring with, he got a reaction.
Yeah.
So, but, I know what it's like to be on the winning end, super hot, beating everybody, championship holder, and then when I was in the doghouse where they put me on a losing streak. But like you said, with me, in the beginning, people were pointing and laughing, and I was selling it, walking back to the ring, like, what's going on? I'm losing him. I'm losing, man. And but as the weeks went by, and we're on live events, and I'm losing to Kizarny, like, no disrespect to Nick, but Kizarny was even like, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing. Vince told me I'm Kizarny. What is a Kizarny? Like, they sent him to fail. They didn't help him at all, poor guy. But you would see the fans, afterwards, they stopped mocking me and laughing at me. After a while, they were like, hey, man, what's up, man?
Yeah,
like,
joining in with, we don't understand
this ain't fun anymore, man. Like, And that's how the babyface change happened organically, because the people went from laughing and booing me to voicing their disappointment with how I was being used to cheering me. So they wanted to see me get that win. They wanted to see the losing streak end.
But they never stopped taking you seriously.
No, that they never did.
No.
You know why? Because I'm MVP. Montel Vontavious Porter, the most vicious predator, the most valuable performer. Learn that, baby.
Yeah. Half man.
Half amazing.
So, P, when a wrestler has been one thing for years and suddenly has to turn heel or babyface, what is the hardest instinct to unlearn so the change actually feels real?
I guess the hardest thing to unlearn is, I guess it depends on where you're at in your experience level. Because if you've been wrestling long enough and you've been around and you truly understand what wrestling is, not let me do the coolest moves in front of my friends, but to get an emotional reaction from the people watching. so that they will want to buy the pay-per-view to see me, so that they want to buy the merch to wear my shirt. You know, you want an emotional connection. Then you really understand the beats that it takes to subscribe to Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze. New episodes drop every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern.